Wow, it's quite a hike out through these canyons, but you sure do get a sense of the bigger picture though. Welcome to the show. You know what, let's go ahead and take a little break, grab some coffee. Will you join me? Coffee's hot and coffee's ready. Troy Cable here with Coffee with Cable. Last week we looked at the question, what if you could have a cup of coffee with God, what would you ask? The number one question was, why God do you take all the good people and leave the scumbags? Well, this week we're going to look a little bit deeper into that particular question. Bad things are going to happen in life, but every circumstance in your life is designed for a bigger purpose. And your outlook for that situation, you shall seek wisdom in. God's fingerprints are all over His handiwork out here. Even when bad things happen to good people, He remolds and reshapes you until you can't even recognize the bad anymore. It's a plan called redemption. In the Bible it states, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, nor your ways higher than my ways, declares the Lord. For all the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts higher than your thoughts." So when trying times come into your life, you need to look at the bigger picture of it all. What is God's ultimate plan for that situation? Knowing God is ultimately in control and has a reason for absolutely everything. One of the reasons might just be to change your character. It isn't when everything is going well that you end up experiencing a change in your character. Talking to the most successful people in life, and they'll tell you that they changed for the better when they were faced with a troubling situation in their life. God lets us go through times of pressure in order for us to grow as an individual. How else do you think diamonds are formed? Only by extreme pressure. Then secondly, to prepare you for the bigger plans at hand. God has a plan for your life in particular. Most of the time you don't even see the big picture. You only see what's in front of you. But the view from above is much, much different. God sees you your entire life, and He's preparing you for what's ahead. Now, I remember reading a story of a Pastor John Curson a few years back. He's a pastor of a church up in Oregon. Now, Pastor John is an incredibly nice guy. He serves God, His community. He volunteers in many areas in many different ways. He helps a lot of people every single day. Unfortunately, many years ago, he and his wife were driving on a wintry day. As the curvy road was winding, he was in a head-on car accident with his wife. He survived the car crash, but unfortunately his wife passed away. She left behind John and 3 beautiful children. He could have easily asked why God allowed this to happen to him, especially since he's someone who serves God full time. I'm pretty sure that he had his weak moments, of course, but Pastor John continued on. All the time, Pastor John said, there's no doubt that God allowed the tragedy to happen for different reasons that we might not all know, but he was able to comfort those who have lost loved ones because he himself was comforted by God in the tragedies. God is being able to use him in many ways now that he has gone through these difficult life trials. I'm not saying that God is the cause of these accidents that took Pastor John's wife, but I'm saying that God permitted these trials to happen for certain reasons that we might not know. Every circumstance and situation has a purpose in your story. In the Bible, we meet a God who created the world with a definite purpose in mind, to bring everything to its ultimate climax in Jesus Christ. This is the big picture of it all. There's many stories within the Bible that illustrates this. He draws in a broken old man and his infertile wife, gives them a son, and uses them to bless the world. He sets a crown on a young man's head and sets him off to stare at the sky, wondering what God is doing. Invites a disgraced adulterer to become one of the first witnesses to God's universal work of redemption. Well, that's it. Coffee's all gone. Thanks again for having a coffee break with me. Now, it's time to pause and work on seeing the bigger picture for what it really is. Like hiking in this beautiful valley with these amazing canyon walls. Surrounding me, I am only able to see so far. I can't see what's around that next bend, nor can I see what's over those canyon walls. But if I keep pushing myself in faith to hike high enough, I'll be able to see the whole valley and see the bigger picture for what it really is. Thanks again for watching Coffee with Cable. If you like the show, please subscribe. I'll see you next week.